This is Pakistan, one of those destinations I've wanted to come for so long, and I feel so lucky to be here. It is off the tourist track for the most part. There's so much here that is undiscovered, and I feel like it's going to be one of those destinations that is just totally up and coming. I'm mostly here in the northern areas of Pakistan for about a month, exploring Hunza, Skardu, doing some hikes, visiting remote villages and valleys, visiting tribes. We'll see what happens in the next few weeks. So we are on our way to Chitral from Islamabad, which is about a 10-hour or so drive, give or take, depending on traffic. And we are about to get our Pakistan journey on the way. So I know in Pakistan the trucks are very famous. What's the deal with the trucks?
So they spend a lot of time on their trucks. They decorate them. It has become a thing, like a cultural thing. They like their trucks and they feel proud when their trucks are more decorated. Even like small mini vans, tuk-tuks or rickshaws, they are also decorated.
So dramatic here. The mountains are literally 360 and you feel like you're just craning your neck everywhere you look. There are snow-covered peaks and these dry valleys and rushing rivers. It is hard to describe how beautiful this area really is. Pakistan is full of surprises. Once you get out of the busy, chaotic cities, the mountains are super tranquil and quiet, peaceful. The roads are relatively calm. Just feels like there is so much to see and do up here. This is pretty cool. This is a drain, so all the water washes down and then feeds the crops in the area. You can look from the fort over the village, which is around 1,000 years old, and the square where we met the village elders is right down there. So that was really a unique experience. We got to talk to them kind of, you know, like what do you talk about? We don't speak their language, neither did our guide, but I showed them, the ladies, a picture of me as a kid, and that got them all laughing. So warmed up and showed them a bit about my life as well. One of the definite benefits of having a guide is you can find all these little areas that you would never find without having somebody really good on the ground. So we're here in Sikkim, which is a local wood shop run by women, and there's about 25 women that work here. So they're going to show us around, they make furniture, and it is definitely a rare thing to have female carpenters in Pakistan. So what are they making?
अभी आप टेबल बना रही हैं, chairs?
Yeah, benches.
Benches.
They are making a bench.
What's your name?
Yasmin.
Yasmin. Amy. Nice to meet you. Thank you for showing us.
So they were like meeting different people in different fields. So 7 years ago she came here and she learned here, and now she's working here as well.
Very cool. So apparently they train for 6 months and just kind of watch and learn how to use all the tools. And then they train for another 6 months learning how to make the particular objects, whether it's doors or chairs. And then after a year of interning, they're ready to work.
You tried it? You tried?
You make it look easy.
Not easy.
We're making a door. And apparently in one day they can make 2 doors. And the purpose of this project was to keep employment in the local areas of Hunza and other areas around Pakistan instead of having a lot of people moving to the bigger cities. So they were able to create employment in some of the smaller towns around Pakistan. Very cool project. So one of the neat things that they told us was originally it was funded by a nonprofit, and then in the last 4 years or so, it's been taken over and they are profitable. So they earn a salary and then they also get some commissions for the pieces that they sell. So turned into a sustainable project. We left Islamabad yesterday and then we drove through the mountains to Chitral, which is this area. It's in the Hindu Kush and it's basically the start of the mountains. And then for the next few days, we're going to go visit the Kalash villages. And the Kalash is a pagan tribe that is very famous for their light skin and their light eyes. So I'm excited to visit them and see how they live and enjoy some of the cultural aspects that Pakistan has to offer. Heading to the Kalash villages, and already, I mean, if you know anything about Pakistan, you know there's mountains and crazy roads. And we've had our first experience on what you've seen in all the videos, the mountain cliffs and the drop-offs and people like crossing here and there. And then there's these suspension bridges every time you have to cross the river. So it's super fun, nice to see. Happy I'm not driving, that's for sure. So that is the old Bear Bridge, which is insane. I can't imagine driving over there. The new one is much better. So we're about to go take a little walk around the village, see what we can see. We have our local guide with us too, because you always want to make sure when you're in these remote villages that you have a local guide to let us know all the customs and all that stuff. So should be interesting. Let's go. You doing? One of the major highlights here in Pakistan is definitely the people. Everybody is super warm and welcoming and friendly and are always coming to say hi and visit and offer tea or dinner. We've been invited to so many different dinners just from people we've met for 5 seconds along the side of the road. So that's really special. I feel like that's not tainted at all by tourism, and it's becoming rarer and rarer that people are extremely genuine and super welcoming. Today we are heading into Gilmet, which is an ancient village, and we're gonna go see some traditional carpets being made and then a traditional walkie house as well. So. Korga is a local weaving center here in Hunza, and it's run by all women. There's about 12 women that work here today, and it's been going on for about 30 years, since the 90s. So started off with 2 people from Hunza and 1 person from Afghanistan, and they taught the local people how to make these amazing carpets. So we've got different materials, different colors. This one takes about a month to make, and this one right here takes about 3 months to make. So it's definitely a lot of work for sure. And then behind me, you can see there's different types of carpets and different types of material. And then these lovely ladies are gonna show us how they do it. These are the traditional hats from the Wakhi people here in the Hunza area. And they're super ornate, so they're very detailed. They've got bright different colors, different patterns, and they're all inspired by the surroundings, whether it's nature or different patterns in the household. And the elderly ladies will still wear this on the day-to-day basis, and the younger women are changing a bit, as with everywhere in this world, so they're using them for celebrations more as times change. So these are all sheep yarn, and they're dyed with different natural colors. There's walnut shell, onion, pomegranate, black root, so many things I've never even heard of, but like look at all the different colors you can find in nature. So this is where they're drying apricots and mulberries, and then a place of worship up there. Ooh, they're not quite dry yet, but these are mulberries, which you find all over in this area. This is one of the oldest houses here in Gilmet, and they're not sure exactly how old it is, but they think 400 to 700 years old. And it's almost created like a museum now, so you can go in and visit and see the different potteries that they used to use and how they used to weave, the carpets. So it's just a beautiful traditional home. The house is created with mud, so it's interesting. It almost looks similar to some of the adobe houses we have in New Mexico and the United States. And it's just crazy to think that all these traditional ways of living are in different areas are quite similar. Welcome to the Karakoram Highway. And the Karakoram Highway is a very famous, supposedly one of the most beautiful highways in the world, and it goes from Islamabad up to the Chinese border through Pakistan. And look at this scenery. There's so much here to see in Pakistan, and it's such a diverse country. We're only here up in the north really exploring, but even here, from these stark, gigantic mountains, 360 views, snow-capped peaks, to the villages that are scattered with orchards and farmlands, sheep, and all sorts of super kind people. It's just, there's endless opportunities to explore this country. Getting off the beaten track here in Pakistan and doing some four-wheel driving is definitely a highlight, even though the roads are really good near the big cities like Islamabad and Lahore, and even along the Karakoram Highway. The more remote you get, the more of adventure you're going to experience. We were stuck in landslides for 2 or 3 days, and even though that was a bit annoying, it's definitely a luxury problem that we have to remind ourselves, because there are more flash floodings here in Pakistan than they've ever seen before. Due to climate change and global warming, the rivers are just rushing and taking houses with them. People have died in the last few days. I mean, it's just an absolute travesty here in Pakistan right now due to global warming.